Well, welcome back to Mayberry Farm, everybody. Quick story. Right now, this Rosa rugosa is in full bloom. Still got a lot of blooms left to go. You know, some have gone by, some haven't opened. I don't know if you'd call it owl. That Danny draws blood easy. I don't know if it's really right at full bloom, but it's pretty close. So this is an extremely fragrant bush, and I'm going to tell you a little story about how it got here. So this bush behind me is well over 100 years old. When my grandfather, well, not my grandfather, when my father's grandfather planted that over in Naples over 100 years ago, that was there when my father was a kid. And in the 60s, yeah, somewhere in the 60s or 70s, it got mowed off. They mowed it right off with a lawnmower. And it was mowed off until 1983, 84, I believe it was. And I moved into the farmhouse, and when I was mowing the lawn across the street, I noticed just a couple little rose petals. Not rose petals, but rose leaves. You know, we're talking like, looked like this in amongst the grass, just that little top. It's about all there was. And I says to my father, I said, that looks like a rose bush over there. He's always said that was there when I was a kid. He says, old rose bush. He says, I've been mowing it off for years. So I babied it. I dug around it, got rid of all the grass. By the end of the summer, it was about 20 inches high, no blooms, of course, because it's first year of growth. Well, the next year, that daggone thing, it just blossomed. Beautiful. And it's an absolute amazing bush. Pretty hard work, see where I'm pointing sometimes. But anyway, the bees like it. And yeah, so when I moved out of there, I moved it after it was mowed off again. My brother mowed it off because he didn't know no better. And it really just, you know, comes down to whether or not you're too lazy to mow around it. And they mowed it right off. So I said to my father, I said, I'm going to move that. So I moved it, which was fine. We moved it down to the house we was living in. Then when me and Carol bought this place, I says to Carol, I said, we ain't gonna leave this here, we're gonna take it with us. Because, you know, that was my great-grandfather's. And yeah, still the same bush, well over 100 years old. And well, it's out there in the front lawn. It loves it. We don't fertilize it. I do have to cut it back every year with a pair of bush clippers, and it's one of those things that you reach in with the bush clippers, clip it off, and then you take the clippers to pick the piece out and put it in the bucket so you don't have to handle it, because that is the thorniest bush you ever see. But 100-year-old plus rose bush, pretty neat. Just a little story how we got it, why it's there. You know, there used to be a garden there before we pushed this driveway way out. When we moved into this place, the driveway went right along the edge of that grass, and you can see the crack went right out to the road. That's all there was here, and this was a big ravine. And of course the well was over there in front of the car. That pipe stuck out of the ground right there, almost 2 feet. So we filled a lot of fill in here. And you know, now we got a decent place to park. Anyway, a little story about a rose bush. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll see you on the next one. Just something I thought might interest you.